Okay.
It's saying that it's still waiting, so I want to make sure there's no thing on it.
We're also on YouTube Live, so make sure you
28.
guys tap into YouTube Live. I want to make sure we are live on YouTube. It says you're live on YouTube.
I don't know. I want to make sure there's no. The last time it was like kid stuff was on it, so people couldn't talk or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just trying to.
No, it's on. I turn comments. I turn comments on.
I'm gonna do it again now.
All right, cool.
All right.
YouTube Live is tapping in, so you guys are joining us.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We are live now. We are live and direct. So, number one, welcome. We appreciate you guys being here. Can you hear us and see us okay? We always want to start with that. Drop a comment in the chat so that we know that you guys hear us and we know that you guys see us. And if you are new here, we are the Hartzogs, aka the Hartrimony, aka your favorite cleaning business coaches. We've been in the cleaning industry for 5 years. We teach people how to start and scale a 6 or 7-figure cleaning business without cleaning houses. And we're going to be with 2 of our students. We've been chasing them for a while now. So we're excited to dive into the conversation, dive into their story, and also learning more about them and how they've done. So before we get, all right, cool. We're on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We are good here.
Good to go.
All right, cool, guys. So Kendra and Brian, we're going to bring you in on YouTube, and you can tap into the IG Live as well. What's going on, guys?
What's up, man? Talking about you was chasing us.
We've been trying to make this happen for a while now, and I know. And I was just saying on social media, because we were just at a conference, and they were saying how we was having the conversation was around like us Black people. We're nervous sometimes to kind of put ourselves out there, especially when it comes to our numbers. And me and Janoka go back and forth about that a lot, because my thing is like, all right, maybe it could help someone know what's possible. But she was like, I don't want people in my pockets. So number one, I appreciate you guys allowing us to exactly privacy. I appreciate you guys allowing us just to tap into your story, and hopefully it's motivation to anyone listening who's been thinking about joining Cleaning Business University, or students who are just kind of stuck and they're trying to figure out what the next steps are. So anything you want to add?
No, I was gonna jump right in.
All right, let's just jump right in.
So just introduce yourself. Tell us, who you are. What do you do full time? If you do something different from where you reside.
All right. So my name is Kendra. I'm an in-house counsel for a nonprofit organization full time. I also do consulting work on the side for small businesses for contract work, and I also do some litigation here and there.
Okay.
And I'm Brian. I'm full time in the business, operations manager / hiring manager / everything manager,
And before you went full time in the business, were you doing something else, or?
So actually, when we first started, yes, I was working full time at Department of Homeland Security for Social Security Administration. But the cleaning business was doing so well that was a pivot, a business decision that we made to make things flourish. So, and it seems like it's the right one.
And how long into it before you quit? Like, was it a year in, 6 months? And what made you decide? How long did it take?
It was like in November, right?
Yes, it was November. So we started.
Yeah.
So within the first 10 months.
Okay.
Of the business. Yeah, it was like January 22nd was our first cleaning 2 years ago. And then by November, I had to make that decision saying, man, the business is blossoming. I can't stunt its growth. So
I just hit 2 years on yesterday, right?
22nd.
Yesterday, yep.
Congratulations on 2 years in the business. And I know when we hit 2 years, we felt like, all right, we finally understand what's happening. That first year is like, I don't know what the hell is happening. I'm trying to figure this out. And that second year is like, all right, we kind of understand it. We have a good grasp on it. So before we even dive into your cleaning business journey, I want to know what kind of drew you to the cleaning business, or did you have any other options that you were looking into?
Yeah, good question.
So I had 17 years of law enforcement experience. So the pivot, that 2020 was an interesting year when we saw a boom of just Black entrepreneurship, people just taking a chance, not relying on having a job. And that was just a small little sample of me saying, well, maybe I could take this 17 years of experience and start like a armed security business and try to go from there. But it's a lot of licenses and certifications you had to get. So I found out about y'all through Kendra.
Yeah, okay. So I'm actually the one who found you guys, and it was through my journey of trying to pay off my student loan debt that I came across your page. And I've been following you guys for probably about 2 or 3 months before I even realized you guys had a cleaning business, and then you had a course. So we didn't purchase I think the course was in November of 2020. We just took a shot. I said, low overhead cost to start. Why not? So let's try it. And that's exactly how we made the decision to do it.
So you mentioned student loan debt, and you're a lawyer, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And so
that debt is probably real big.
So I commend both you guys for taking a shot at yourselves. And I know our journey started with trying to figure out our debt freedom and trying to get to that goal. And we had 6 figures of debt between the both of us. So I know sometimes with law, you could have 6 figures alone.
Independently.
So I commend you guys for taking a shot on yourselves and figuring out, all right, let's figure this out. And during the pandemic, even with us, we saw a lot of people taking shots on ourselves. And that was one of the things that we recognized, that there was more to what we were doing than just telling our story, because people were like, yo, listen, I want to know more about what you guys are doing outside of the debt freedom story. Like you said, you knew a bit of the debt, but you didn't even know we had a cleaning business, let alone talked about it much.
That probably was my fault.
That was probably your fault.
Yeah. Because I didn't think people cared, to be quite honest. When he was saying like, oh, I think that we should, put information out there. I'm like, I don't think anybody want to hear about the cleaning business. Like, they know it's for the debt freedom story. Let's just stick to that. I don't think really people care about it until we started to share more, like you said. So.
But what made you care? You said it was a low-cost startup, but what was a lot of things are low-cost startup, but what made you say, all right, this is going to be it, or at least we're going to try this?
So just your story about working full-time, having multiple side hustles, and being able to start a business. And I was an attorney at the time, and he was working 60, 70 hours a week. And I'm like, if you guys are doing it, let's try it. Like, why not? So your story alone was enough for me to be like, I'm going to just take a shot, right? If it failed, it failed. If not, all we can do is say we tried, right? Just taking a step. And that was it. I'm telling you, it wasn't that complicated. It was just like, this sounds like a good course. Yeah. They're making some good money. It doesn't require a lot of time. Obviously some time to get the business up and running, right? But once it starts, once that train starts to roll, it's really not that much time commitment.
And also I think the drawing to you guys, it was like you didn't have a dad with a cleaning business that passed it down to you, or a rich uncle that brought you in. It was like 2 people from the block made it. Like, so that was like it just made it more personal, that to see like y'all was able to build it from the mud, from scratch. And so we was like, okay, we have some tenacity, and I think that also sparked our drive. And plus, that 2020 cost of the course was a little different, right? So
it was a lot lower than it is now.
And we realized that's a good point, because we realized that the way the testimonies come in now is a lot quicker, because it's like, all right, I know with me personally, I've purchased tons of courses, and if it's like less than $100, less than $500, I would just sit it there, and if it works, it works. It doesn't. I paid $2,000 for a course this week. I didn't even tell you about that. And it's like, all right, I gotta get this going. It's for our property management company, but I was like, all right, $2,000. I had to get this going. So we realized the testimonials came in a lot faster when we priced the course higher, because people were taking it more seriously. But you guys are one of the, I don't want to say few, but one of the earlier ones that was like, all right, I'm taking it seriously from the very beginning. And
yeah, we did.
Now I was just going to ask, is this your first business, or you guys have other businesses?
Nope, So technically, this is my second business. I took a stab at real estate a couple years ago, trying to flip homes. I did it for a little bit, and I was like, I'll wait, because that had a lot of overhead. That required a lot more of my attention. I just couldn't give that type of effort to it. So I wanted to pivot to something else that required a little less of my time. So.
And what was that like? Was that wholesaling, or were you literally going and trying to fix homes and sell them?
I was trying to flip.
Oh, wow. Okay. I know that's very.
Yeah, he was going all in.
I know people say that's like low cost if you use credit cards and stuff like that, but you got to have some skin in the game with that.
You got to have a lot of skin in the game, not a little bit. I already have that. I was good.
That's true. Okay. So you said you got the course in November. You got started in January. So it took you two to 3 months to get started.
Yeah, and the little caveat there, we were building a house in between. So we moved December 5th, moved into our home, and our website and everything was up by January 20th, I think.
Mm-hmm. And then you got your first client January 22nd.
Yep.
So when people ask, how long does it take to get your first client or when you go live? So we'll say it would took you about 2 months to get that. Once you went live, 2 days later, you got a client. So quick and easy.
Why do you guys think y'all went kind of, we say on average it takes 4 to 6 weeks, but you guys also built a house in between that. So I would say less than 2 months is a pretty aggressive timeline. So what kind of made you guys like, all right, I'm gonna go in right now and get this done? Because you could say I'm building a house, I'm gonna wait till it's done, but you guys like, we're gonna do this now.
So personally, I'm a go-getter. I like checklists. I like to check stuff off. So I had a checklist, and all I had to do was just check it off. You know, one thing about the course, it did lay out some of the steps that we need to take to even get to that point. Or I had the blueprint. All I had to do was go in and check it out, check off the different things that need to be done. And like, why wait?
Why wait?
We say that all the time.
That's a great question, because we have people that are like, oh, well, I'm gonna get started in February when A, B, and C, and it's never the perfect time, right? If you weren't building a house, something else would have happened. Holidays was during that time. It would always be something happening.
Yeah. It was a hectic time, but we got it done. It can be done.
Yeah, that holiday time we started around the same time too. So that we know the holidays come up, the seasons come up. You eat in, it's a good time. And it's like, I really don't want to do this right now. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. I'm gonna wait till next week. I'm gonna wait till things die down. So kudos to you guys for just diving in, like, all right, I'm gonna get this started. So after going through the course, what was like your mindset? Like, all right, we got before you even got your first client, how'd you get your first client? Yeah. What's the story behind that?
So we got them on Thumbtack. We used, I guess we just had that web of trying everything with marketing, not understanding it
in the beginning,
just kind of seeing what stuck. And it appeared that Thumbtack, I think it was the first two.
Our first two clients.
Because the second one came the 28th of January.
And the second client, I believe, is a reoccurring client. We still have her.
Yep, still got her.
Shout out to y'all for that.
That's the thing. That's the thing about Thumbtack, right? I know a lot of people aren't a fan of it, but I mean, we're not a fan of it at this point either. But to get started, we were on it for like 7 months. We were on it for like 7 months when we first got started. And we have a reoccurring client still 5 years later from Thumbtack as well.
Every week, $200 from her. Yeah. I think we did the math. It was like $40,000 just from her, from Thumbtack.
Yeah.
So to get started, you got to start somewhere.
So keep that client. Right. It gave us good luck. So definitely keep that client. So you get your first client. And now do you have people to do the job? Are you guys going out and doing it yourselves at this point? Like, what's the back end on that?
So this is why you guys haven't heard from us, right? Because we did the cleanings ourselves.
Okay. How
long? I did 150 that first year. Like, listen, you talk about sweat equity. I put in that was that first year of just balancing on hiring, how to hire, get the right people, get the consistent people. But it was also, are we just going to let this money walk? You know, it's like, hey, we got somebody that's booking. We get people that's booking.
They were
faster.
Booking on their own. And it was like, we got 5 clients this week. We have no cleaners. book him after work. We would book people after 3 or 4 o'clock. I was fortunately working from home at the time, and he would get off around 1 or 2 o'clock, and we would just book them in the afternoons. Mm-hmm. And we would just say, we're booked up all morning. If you can take an afternoon, we'll be there. And it was he and I. Yeah. It kind of put us in a bad situation because a lot of our clients want us to come back, and we were like, wait, we're not cleaners. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, no, I commend you guys because we talk about you not having to do the job, but you guys recognize a need to get these clients done. And you're like, I'm not waiting for somebody else to come in and save my business. If I got to go do it, we gonna get it done, and you guys got it done. So I commend you guys, and we got students that do it. And we have one guy that I recognize, Corey. All the time, he's like, yo, I have a 9 to 5. I do a couple of cleans after my job. I mean, after his job, he's like, yo, I'm gonna bring a couple of dollars in, and that's all he does, and that's what he enjoys doing it. Now, I'm not saying he needs to stay there. You guys need to stay there, but if there's a need in the business, why not fulfill that need?
Right. And at the end of the day, it's your business, right? You do what works for you during that time. If you have the availability to do it, go ahead. And that's what got you guys here, being able to pivot and move around with your business. So 150 bookings. Wow. That's a lot.
So we looked at it as, listen, man, we want these 5 stars on Google immediately. Mm-hmm. I would take a 5-star over a tip. I was like, look, leave this review now. And then that snowball of people just coming to us just off of our reviews. And, the rest is history.
That's what equity. That's also online equity right there. Those 5-star reviews, like you said, I would rather you leave that review because it's going to lead the next person to come in and say, oh, well, I saw this nice review. I'm going to book them. So the more reviews you get, especially early on, the more equity you put into your business.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was the? I definitely. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask: did you guys doing the job? Did that impact your marriage at all?
So. No, so the relationship kind of went from us being in the field to then her being back office, and then me being in the field, and then me hiring more. So it was a good balance.
Yeah,
and it made it to it was manageable because we would know our limitations. We knew we were both off on weekends, so if we had to push, so we spent time together. But also,
we were in the cleaning sometimes together too.
Yeah. So, it helped with just even understanding business or just getting to know each other on that level. On seeing now she could make decisions without me even being around because me and her been through all of the craziness. So I trust her. She on the phone. She made certain moves. That's it. That's all we need to know.
And vice versa, because half the time I don't know what's going on.
So when did you guys feel like it was okay to finally get out of the business, meaning like you weren't doing the cleaning anymore? What was it, a certain amount of contractors you had? Like what made you say it's time for us to get out?
So I want to say it's 2 things. One, it was the volume of cleanings, right? Mm-hmm. It was like, I'm not a cleaner. I'm not doing 5 and 6 cleanings a day. Not doing it, right? So once we started realizing that the volume of cleanings were picking up, we needed more cleaners. So we had to take time literally to back away and really focus on hiring. And then once we got about 2 or 3 cleaners, teams on board, we were able to kind of step out more. Mm-hmm. So it was a combination of both.
Kendra, I have a question for you. So I know you're in the field, you have a law degree. Was there any moment in time where you're like, I don't want to say this is beneath me, but you felt like this is beneath me in a way? Because I remember when I worked at the gym at Equinox and I was only making $9 an hour, people were literally throwing towels at me. And I'm like, I have a bachelor's, I'm a director at a firm, but I was like, I'm here for a reason, I'm here for a job. So have you ever felt like I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't be doing this?
No, not at all. One thing about this, I think this business really will humble you. Number one. Number two, if you take your ego out of it, you will flourish, right? Mm-hmm. These people, I made sure not to tell them that we were owners, number one. So they didn't even know we were the owners. We thought we were just the cleaning lady and the cleaning guy. Mm-hmm. And I made sure that that's the energy that we came in with, because I really want them to see our customer service, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't want them to give me a good review because I was the owner.
Yeah.
Now, every once in a while, we had to tell them what was going on because they were like, "We want you guys to come back next week," and I'm like, "Man, that is not happening."
We are booked and
I got a
busy.
job after this. I cannot.
I cannot do this every week. So like that's not going to happen. But usually we would come in a very humble way. They have no idea who we are. We're just cleaners from Maryland Luxury Cleaning Services. And it was about building the business at the end of the day. I understood that at some point I was going to be able to sit back in my office and I won't know what's going on in the business, which is what happens now. So it was really about just getting it done. And it didn't matter, how we got there, as long as we got there.
So the question I was about to ask was, how much time did you put into the business daily? But I know that looks different for you guys because you were actually doing the business, right?
Yes.
So I guess
working on the business versus
business. Let's talk about working on the business. How much time did that take at the beginning? I know it's different now. Like, how would you compare that time?
Ooh, man, that beginning was different.
That was so you figure, she was taking laptops to cleanings she'd be in the kitchen doing fixing the website, handling phone calls,
booking people,
booking right there. And I'm cleaning around her. The client's looking at us like, what is going on? What are they in there doing? We like, sorry, we got to do this though. So it was that when we recognized the value of getting a VA was when we couldn't keep up, or the extended time of a cleaning, because you could be on the phone for 20 minutes with somebody trying to book them. They have all these questions and stuff like that. That's 20 minutes taken from you cleaning and getting home. So once we got tired of that, it was like executive decision was made. She was like, I'm not cleaning no more.
I'm done.
I was like,
that's what I told them.
Okay, right. Hey, And
that was how much, I think you said it, but when was that in the business? 10 months, a year in? How long was that in the business?
Oh, no. It was August 2011.
No.
Wasn't it?
You got the date down to the date?
I think it's August 2011 because it was right after the summer 2021. Yeah. So 2021, August 2021 is when we brought on our first VA. We now have two.
Okay.
But we had that first one because the call volume was coming in too quickly, and I'm trying to answer the phones while I'm working full time, right? So if another call was coming in, I would miss it. And we all know the cardinal rule here: if you miss a phone call, that's somebody else is about to get that money.
On to the next.
Okay, we need to get someone full time that's going to be dedicated to these phone calls because I'm not catching them fast enough, or I'm in a meeting and I have to wait. Oh, we already booked with someone else, or no, we're good to go. We'll call you next week. And it's like, I know I could have closed this, but I missed it. So it was like a natural progression. It
was definitely that. We recognized that we had to just stabilize the bleeding before we, I guess was even to think. And it was just amazing that stepping out of it created the growth. So I can take on all the cleanings I can, but you can only do but so many. And when that light switch, went off, it was like, okay, we just got to step back and be okay with, maybe the cleaners that we put in a position to potentially mess up. And, figure out, all right, how to fix it, not I'm going to go fix it. That type of deal.
I want to ask you about that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying that was his problem. He wanted to go fix people's houses after they clean. I'm like, we need to give him a refund or something. We don't got time for that.
So I was going to ask you, so what you said, there was a light bulb moment. Do you remember when that light bulb moment was? Like, all right, we got to get our time back. We got to get out the business. Like, when did the light bulb turn on for you guys? Because you just said it turned on at some point.
It had to have been around that August time when we figured a VA was necessary, right?
I know when.
Oh, you have your time.
That was my time.
You got it down to the
man.
I remember.
I used to get up at 3:00 to go to work at 5 a.m., get off at 1, and we had a move out. And I was in there for 14 hours by myself.
You by yourself? Oh, okay.
This is a big house.
I had to drive an hour back home to get back up at 3. And then when I was driving home, I ain't listened to no music. It was silent. And I said, I am not doing this.
Rethinking life.
All these people that's booked, we're going to have to move them until we find somebody, because it was like, this ain't like, I can't do this. So that was my light bulb.
Do you feel like you could have? Yeah, you got to come to those moments and those realizations on your own. But do you feel like it was possible to have that realization earlier?
It was, but it was like we were spending money on marketing and getting going through Indeed in the beginning. That was, what was talked about in the course. We tried to go through that, and like literally 200 people applied, and we only hired one person from 200 people applying, like stuff like that. Like we were just,
but we paid for that.
We paid for it. So we're gonna get that money back that we just lost.
You're on the back end.
So not understanding marketing put it in the position of saying, listen, I'd rather go get the money and bring it back so we can reinvest it. And then just kind of just trying to catch up. We're trying to catch up and stop the bleeding.
Yeah, with the Indeed thing, I say it takes us every 100 applicants, we get one potential person that we're going to hire, and more than likely we won't hire them. And we literally did the math with our operations manager for the past 6 months. It's every 100 people who apply, one person makes it through, and we probably won't hire them. So we got to go through at least 200 or 300. Yep, and you got to pay for all of it. We spent a lot in hiring, so I know that those numbers are the truth.
We spend a lot in hiring, but the way we look at it is that we need them, right? We need them for the business if we want the business to do well, right? The quality is what makes our business. Those reviews that you spoke about is what makes our business. So totally understand that. So during this time, during that time, what would you say are some challenges you faced? Is there anything different besides finding good people? Is there anything else you would say?
So I guess the biggest challenge we had, like we kind of already talked about it, was just making a decision whether or not we're going to let our business kind of fail. Are we going to continue pushing clients back? Are we going to be in the red? Or do we want to go ahead and just do it? Right. That was I think that was the biggest challenge we had to ask, because again, we had full-time jobs. I had multiple jobs, like I don't know if I have time to do this. Right. But I know I don't want to be paying for something that we don't have any revenue coming in either. And the great thing about this business, because we were in it, we only put money into the business one time. Like there was a one-time investment, and we have never been in the red because of it. So it was kind of a decision we wanted to make, and that was a decision we made. So that was our biggest challenge, I think.
The other challenge was marketing and figuring out how to properly market and figure out what's working instead of marketing, and also your pitch when you get these people on the phone. That was a challenge, but I'll say the marketing, understanding it, until we were able to scale down and narrow down to where we've gained this success by only marketing in 3 counties in Maryland out of 24. We only been cleaning in 3 of them. So you figure we narrowed it down and figured it out to say, okay, we know how to target people. We know how, the SEO is working. We know how to make, what we go through our CRM, flash sale. We got it down now. So that challenge and that marketing, and not saying wasting the money, but
learning curve. It was a learning curve.
Yeah, because at the beginning you're doing it all, right? You don't know what's going to catch in your area. So I may be doing Yelp, Thumbtack, Google Leads, Google Ads, and then after a while I see, well, no, this one kind of gives me a bigger return. So now let me go all in on that. And that's what we say. You have to, right? You have to do that, because there's no way to know. Like I could say Yelp is booming for me. You'd be like, Yelp don't do nothing for me. So now you don't got a business? No, you got to keep trying. You got to try something else. No, because people come back to us and be like, oh, Yelp ain't working. I'm like, well, did you check something else? You know what I mean? Like you have to do some of that work. And yeah, it feels like wasting money, but there's no way for me to know that it's going to work or not work unless I try it. Right. So that's important.
We agree with you 100%.
There was one key that you mentioned was you narrowed it down to 3 counties by seeing what worked and what didn't work. So now, are those the only counties that you market to in general, or is like, all right, we know we make the most money here, but we market to other places as well?
So for the majority of last year, it was just these 3, and we already started fresh in the new year to expand to like 2 or 3 other counties now. So that was the game plan for as far as marketing.
And I know when we had spoke on our other call, you had mentioned one thing that you did with hiring, and you said that you were giving out business cards, or you were doing things that was like not mentioned in the course. But for me, it was like you guys are using your, I don't want to say smarts, but you guys are using things that seem normal to some people. So what were some of the things you guys were doing to market your business?
So I'll take the first one. So we built a home right in 2020, and we had a brand new market, right? This is a brand new community. People got brand new houses. They're not on the small side, right? We got some townhomes, we got some larger homes. So it's like, we know people are not going to want to clean their homes. So we kind of did our marketing here in the community. We made personalized or customized marketing just for our community. We put yard signs up in our yard, by the mailboxes throughout the community, and we got a lot of calls off of this. It was actually insane. And we were in our Facebook group. We have one for our community as well. I would go in once a month and just keep refreshing people's minds. That was free. So we were able to market based off of our actual location in our community, but it was handing out business cards and having yard signs.
No, I love that, because I saw a cleaner the other day, and I was like walking. I thought about the conversation that you guys had mentioned. I'm like, oh, let me just have my operations manager call them. I sent her the picture. She's like, all right, I'm gonna add them to the list to call. Yeah. So just thinking outside the box is very important, especially in your first time in business. This is our first business as well, so we're trying to figure out things as we go along. It seems like you guys are figuring out, different ways to market and get your business out there, which is super dope. Because I never thought about doing yard signs for us, and it's like we could have one there 24/7 if we wanted.
Yeah, when we were living in an apartment complex, anytime we saw a cleaner, we would be like, hey, we have a cleaning business, let's give you some more information. Let's get some more information.
On 95, and he's like, he will speed up, take a picture of this, take a picture of them. I'm like, I really
the cars, right?
Service, we don't know anything. He's like, just take a picture, and I'm like, okay.
Take a picture of that number. But also, so with the business cards, we also noticed that the old school generation above us still respect the business card. It doesn't matter where we are talking. The generation for us and younger want to see our Instagram, but the old school, the people in their 40s, 50s, 60s still want to get that business card. So then that was the pivot to creating the hiring cards. So when we see those cleaners out and about, I would just run up to them. Hey, my name is Brian. How are you doing? Boom. Take this. It got all the information on it. If you want to make some more money, call them. And then it'd be
tells you how much you get paid, the website. Did we even pay a little bonus too when we do it in that fashion? Yep. And they can just call us. They can go to our website and they can get direct access to us.
No, that's super smart. I never thought about having a business card for just cleaners, so they know exactly how to apply, how to get the role, what the qualifications are, whatever it may be. So that's super ingenious, honestly. And which one of you guys thought about that?
That was his idea.
And so right now with marketing, where else do you market at? Is there online platforms that you're marketing at, or is it still just in the community? Or
so we have the evolution of marketing, right? So again, we had the wide cast of everywhere when we first started, but now all we do is really what Google My Business and local services
and some Craigslist
once in a while.
That's dope. Seeing what works.
So Google My Business and Google Ads, you said, right? Or Google Local Services.
Well, local services and ads. And that seems to be, Yelp is cool. It kind of, we had a conversation with one of the, you get like a account manager. And we were getting literally spam messages. Like people will ask for like a weekly move in, move out, like stuff that didn't make any sense and wouldn't answer our questions. But then Yelp will penalize you if you didn't interact with those accounts. They will count that against your response time. They will take down your reviews. They will take your before and after pictures. So I can see it's a spam account, I have to pay to interact with this person because you're doing my marketing. We was doing like $300 a month. But when we sniffed it out, we're like, all right, we're not going to answer them. But then you get penalized. So we got off of that. Thumbtack was fine until we saw the different ranges of what they would charge. It would be like
based on the size of the house.
Client, it would be $12, but then this one they charge us $120 just to. We was like, oh no.
Well, here's the sad part, right? The first month we wasn't even paying attention to that.
No.
I just thought it was one fee. So I'm like, wait, what's this $32? What is this $40? We pay $50 for this person. So after we started like really looking into it, we kind of pivoted off of there as well.
It sounds like as you become more savvy in the business, you start looking at different things. All right, we're gonna hone in here. We're gonna turn this off. We're gonna focus on this. So now being 2 years into the business, you got your first people. How many people are you working with right now? Are they W-2? Are they contractors? How many are there total?
They're all contractors. We have roughly about 12 teams.
Okay.
One team literally is 12 people though.
Shit.
Yeah.
We just got them though. This was like recent within the last month or two. So we're ready now.
Ready, turn up.
Can we get the tea on that? What's the gem? How'd you find them? Because that's the biggest thing. I can't find nobody. At first, you couldn't find nobody. Now you got 12 teams in less than a year.
I think the biggest thing for us is that social proof, right? We always get compliments on our website. We've been through 3 iterations of our website, and we use our website like an employee. That's how we think of them as our website, right? Like it has all the information on there. You can book it. You don't have to ever call us. So we kind of put some money and effort into our website itself. And these cleaners will look at the website and they see us and we look legit.
See all over.
Well, you are legit. I know that.
Even if they don't think so, you are legit.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it makes them want to work with us more. They're a little more eager, I think.
And so I think the Craigslist batch of cleaners, I guess they didn't really buy into it because a lot of those mom and pop shops don't have the same, they don't have the same marketing. All of their clients pretty much came from word of mouth. So for me to tell them that the value that we can bring to them because we're on Google, we got all these reviews, it didn't mean much. Because they don't use Google to get their clients, right? So we started going after people on Google, literally like
who are listed in Google.
Listed with us. We just going after them. And with the confidence of saying we provide something that they probably don't provide, whether it's booking on the website, if I see somebody say send a quote to get this, they got to send an email in to get a quote.
We're calling them.
I got you. That's it. I got something you don't have. Or if I see they don't offer like carpet cleaning or something, or I got you. Because now you're going to see all of the information I'm going to send about how great we are and how professional we are. And some of them fall in line. Some of them don't, which is cool,
Yeah.
That's fine.
Part of the game. Part of the game. I wanted to ask, I forgot what I was going to ask. Ooh. Go ahead. You got something.
So what you just mentioning that you had to find the value add proposition for these people, did that just come with time recognizing, all right, here's the worth that we could provide to them? Or did you know that from the beginning? Or you just got the confidence of it now that you've done it and you're seeing more people come through the pipeline?
I think it's a little bit of both, right? I think we've always been confident. We've always come with it very professional when we speak to these cleaners, right? So we've never had that issue. I think that now it's like, go look at the website or go look at our reviews. Now there's no question. You can't question 150 reviews, 5 stars. It's really hard for you to be like, oh, these people aren't legit or aren't real or I don't believe you, right? So I think that's a big piece of our success with finding contractors.
To pivot a little bit when it comes to customers, right? So that's we hear 2 sides of it. We hear hard to find contractors, and then we hear the customers, and we find that finding customers is probably the easier part, personally. How do you, I know you're marketing on these places, how do you keep the clients? Is there anything special that you're doing when it comes to keeping the reoccurring clients or keep clients coming back?
Nothing special, I don't think.
I mean, some holiday cards, and
we did do that this year.
You mailed them holiday cards?
Yeah, we sent out holiday cards this past season to all of our reoccurring clients.
How did they respond?
I love that.
Thank you.
We got a lot of things.
Again, that's not something that we said to do, but we've done things like that where we give them free things. It's like, we didn't think about putting that type of stuff in the course, but it's like, if you get into business, you learn things that you want to do as an owner of a company, or even as a receiver of those packages. You're like, oh, this is a good idea to do.
What would be a special touch, right? Yeah. So we've had where we knew our cleaner told us that this person is pregnant, they're about to have a baby. Okay, I can send you a Bye Bye Baby gift card.
Yeah.
$20, like that's not breaking anything, but it's still a special touch that this person probably will be like, can you believe my cleaning company? You know what I mean? Correct. That conversation that they're having with other people. So the holiday card is a great touch. So anything else, that you guys have done that you feel with reoccurring or keeping clients?
We talked about potentially doing like one of the months where it's not a holiday, because we usually run sales around holidays, different holidays. But one of the months that doesn't have holidays, we were thinking about doing like a customer appreciation month when we take off maybe $20 from all of our reoccurring, for that month or something like that, or from their next cleaning if they get, monthly, something like that, or we just kind of try to keep them in the loop with like our new services that we're trying to roll out. We get their feedback off of surveys, so they feel like they're a part of the growth because they vote on it. They got this, get the survey, and then when things come out, then they're gonna be like, oh, okay, I was a part of making that decision, type of deal.
Brian, it seems like you have
included.
You got a lot of like, I don't know if this came from just your background, but it seems you got a lot of ideas when it comes to, I want to make sure my business is more than I want to make sure we're doing more than what other people are doing. So where does that even come from? Because a lot of the ideas you're thinking about is just like, it's out the box thing. So kudos to you.
Thank you. I think it's the, we had to recognize when you have the word luxury in your name, you have to do something a little different.
Just a little different.
You gotta show up.
You gotta show up and show out. Because the expectation, I guess, because we're in a weird space where we're not maybe as expensive as a Mary Maids and those national companies that are here, but we're higher than the mom and pop shops. But we come together by showing you the value of, we try to make a full service cleaning company. So we can offer carpet cleaning. We can offer a full service laundry service where we can get it picked up, washed, folded, dried, and returned within 24 hours. Doing stuff like that, that's luxury. And not every other cleaning company can do that. So we have the manpower to do it. And so it's like, okay, Airbnbs, we can do that too. Property management, do that too. So we can step into all these other areas. We don't want to pigeonhole ourselves, but now it's trying to find the sweet spot with the services and just get creative, pay for courses, pay for mentorship. You talk to somebody that in California, they doing something different over there. You like, I'll pay money to talk to this person for an hour. He give me an idea.
We run with it.
We gonna run with it.
Now, speaking of just, two things. Going back to just paying for information, like I know we've talked about Cleaning Business University a little bit, but paying for that information is like something that I do on like a weekly, monthly. Like I said, I just bought a course today for $2,000. And you just mentioned just getting one piece of information that allows you to just pivot in your business. And that's just key to just learning and growing, as you go on, because you can't think of everything yourself. You could come together, as a couple and sit there for hours and not come up with a new idea. But you pay for that information or that time from that one person, and they give you that one gem. It's like, all right, we're going to do that. We're going to add that. So how do you guys stay up to date on information in the industry or just things you want to do, especially going into your second year of business? What are you looking to do going forward that really excites you guys?
So a lot of what we do is we do what you do. We buy courses. We look for other individuals who have small businesses that are excelling. We do not mind spending money to learn, right? We also spend money. We spend a lot of money just to talk to somebody for 45 minutes. But we got some good information out of that 45 minutes, right? Absolutely. So it was 100% worth it. And a lot of what we are now moving into is, I think you just got some information about moving into the other counties. We wanted to go into different states. They were like, but you're in Maryland. And you said you're only in 3 counties. You got all these other counties you can go into. How about you focus on that and just take all that market share and then jump? So the goal this year is to stay in Maryland, go into a few more counties and see what that shakes out, right? The second thing is we want to roll out a cleaning product. We are literally at the last stage. We have the label.
I thought we was launching that on this call.
So we actually have the bottle here. We have the product here. It's going to be called A&E. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can we see this?
You got to come in more.
Can you see it? There we go.
There we go. We can see it better now. Yeah, good.
There we go. At least Edwards is what it's going to be called. Shop A&E Home. We have a Instagram page up right now, but we're working on the website that should be launched next month, and the product will be in the midst of being produced so that we can fully launch at the end of February, beginning of March.
You said that Shop AE Home?
Yes.
Yep.
Shop
on Instagram.
Home.
Shop AE Home. I'm putting that in the chat so that they could do. Is that the IG or is that the website?
Yeah,
it's IG.
All right, cool.
Oh, okay.
I'll put that so that people could go like, share, boom.
Thank you.
So what made you guys think about doing a physical product?
Well,
so when we first started the business, when we used the term luxury in our name, we knew that we wanted to provide a luxury experience, right? But the idea was to bring in a scent that will make your home feel luxurious, right? No matter where you are. And the original idea came from a candle. We wanted to create a candle and leave that with our client after we finish cleaning it, and they have this smelling, great smelling candle there. And then we did the research, and we're talking to all these vendors, and they tell us how much money we need to start. And we're doing this in our first year of business, right? So mind you, so we're just starting out, and so we don't have the capital to be investing in something like this. So we pivoted. I said, hey, let's just go with a cleaning product first. I think that's a little lower entry point, and let's do it right. Let's take our time because it was no rush. And this is a year and maybe about 2 months of legwork. Me specifically, going back and forth to vendors and getting information, pricing, and what it really entails to even roll out a product to begin with. So
that's amazing. That's amazing. We're excited for that product to roll out.
Congratulations.
So what I like about it is not, like you said, limiting yourself, right? So you have the business, but you're thinking of other things, other ways that can be like an ecosystem with the business still. That it makes sense. Somebody lands on my page, even if you don't want my services, maybe you want my cleaning product. Like maybe you want this, maybe you want to smell this, even if you're not buying this. So there's something that they can leave with, if anything, right? So that's really amazing. And you guys have shown how you can still, it's your business, so you can do whatever you want with it, and you're able to kind of pivot and do other things. So I want to say kudos to that. I mean, we have some people in the comments saying dope, so inspiring, brilliant, awesome. So I just want to make sure that we say that to you guys and give you your flowers while we're on the call. So
thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, no. Did you have something else? Okay. So where would you, because this is something that we speak about with people when they're like on the fence of, I don't know if I should take the course, I shouldn't. Where do you think your life will be if you didn't take the course right now?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe trying to get you up.
I'll still be
I don't know.
Working, maybe. I don't know.
I'll say this, right? Not sure where my life would be at right now, but it's definitely a 360, right? I never even thought I would ever be a business owner. This is separate and distinct from him. Like I never thought I'd be a business owner. I've always been a 9-to-5er. I always had a corporate job. Since I've been, right out of college, I've always had a corporate job, right? So I'm so used to that grind. I got a paycheck every 2 weeks. No matter if I take off 10 days, if I take off 1 day, I've always loved that, I have money that's going to be there. This was very different. I hear people start businesses and they fail horribly, right? I've heard people go through bankruptcy. I was a bankruptcy attorney when I first came out, so I know about Chapter 7s and 13s. I heard it all, and that's very scary, right? To think of that you could put all that effort into something or money into something and then not work out. So I'll just say this: taking this course was life changing for sure. I don't even know what's going to happen this year. If we were able to accomplish this in 2 years, I mean, at this point, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit, right?
Yeah. I definitely think without taking the course, because I also didn't have any entrepreneur ideas. I mean, I've seen it, but it always came to like, it had to be something that you was good at or a talent. I can't draw. I couldn't, listen, or a brick and mortar building, you have to, a barbershop or clothing line. I was none of that was me. So just to see that there is a way to actually buy into a business that you never have professionalism in and still make it or be successful. Like, you can do that too. You don't have to have this big dream and create your own business type of deal. So I think because of the pandemic, we were still looking to make some type of move or some type of jump, because I mean, to be honest, they were cutting hours. They were cutting my posts. I'm talking about I was getting 2 days a week. So I was going to do something or figure something out to keep up, with the income. I don't know what it would have been. Because that armed security thing was, like I said, there was a lot of licenses and certifications you had to go through the state. And they had a lot of stuff on hold because of COVID and stuff like that. So
for him to actually start the business.
Yes, that was like crazy.
Yeah.
So we probably would have been poking around and trying to do something. But I would have never thought a cleaning business. Never.
Me either.
Not never.
Man, what cleaning experience did I have? Like, we had some black mothers that had a standard that said, no, that's not clean. Go back in there. I'll be like,
that's it.
Damn.
And so for you, Kendra, do you have any plans to ever leave your 9 to 5 or, huh?
That's a good question.
I'm still in my 9 to 5, so no pressure. I'm just asking.
No pressure.
No, I have no interest at this time. I actually enjoy my job. I'm in-house. This is where I want to be. I've been in the firm. So I had firm life. Now I'm in-house life. And for me to take that jump that I took, it takes decades, and it took me half the time. So I'm blessed and favored. So no, I'm not leaving anytime soon.
Okay.
I think the challenge is that now you guys can't unlearn this information. Take the course. You guys do $500,000 in 2 years. You guys are entrepreneurs. You guys are business owners. Now you can never unlearn this information. You can never look at your job the same. You can never look at your income the same. You can never look at anything the same. It's a blessing and it's a curse, because we go through it all the time. And no, don't get me wrong, I left my job a year ago, but now the challenge is that I'm always thinking. I'm like, Brian, you said I was never an artist or anything, but it seems like you're a creative genius at this point. You're not drawing, you're not shooting the basketball. You're a business owner. I'm literally serious.
Don't pump his head up too much.
Listen,
I'm serious. Like, she gotta listen to your idea.
Because he can never think the same, and it's a gift and a curse. So I see it, and you guys are absolutely motivating. I'm happy we were able to have this conversation, because now my mind is going off too.
So for people that may feel like they're stuck, because you went through, I mean, listen, you guys were cleaning, so let's be very clear. So for people that may feel like they're stuck or it's not possible for them, is there anything that you would say to them, or that you can say to them, because they'll listen?
Because you guys got both sides. You got the having people and then also doing the job yourselves.
I mean, I'll say, get with your peers. We were blessed to come in at the same time as Steph and got to know her. We clean.
Hi, Steph, I know you're watching.
Listen, man, that is our dog, man. But you figure we come in the same time as Steph, which is, she's killing it, beast out here. Alex, we talking to him. He was killing it. Like, So we had no choice but to level up by not on some competition, but it was collaboration of saying, look, we all in this together. This is all our first rodeo. We doing all of this. This is new. And to network, having the community, networking with people. If you are stuck, just talk to people. Don't talk to us. Just don't stop talk. Don't limit yourself and feel like you can't do it because you don't have the answer.
Somebody does.
Somebody has that answer.
Somebody has the answer, and somebody asked the question before. Yep. You're not new to asking the question. So yeah, so being around those people.
And I would say dream big. You know, our first year, I was going to be happy with 50,000. I was like, oh, we hit 50,000, we killing it. We tripled that first year. It was insane, and now we have doubled that this year or this past year. So it's like, don't box yourself in. You know, think big. Just go big. Go as big as you think you could ever go, and then think bigger than that. Or pay for some game. Listen, pay for the game too. If you are stuck, listen. We paid somebody $300 to talk to them for 45 minutes, right? But that was not a regret. Pay for the game. These people have made these mistakes and are offering to tell you, you know, basically the same with the course. Like we paid for your mistakes. And so we were thankful for that y'all even shared it with people. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we also can give.
Well, thank you very much. You had an additional question, Tony?
No, appreciate you guys being on. I'm just going through the quick chat, but you guys literally answered 99% of these questions, and the other 1% they could get from cleaningbusinessuniversity.com, man. That's other 1% they could get that from there. So appreciate you.
Stop playing.
Appreciate you guys being on, sharing the game. And we got a team that, because we get DMs all the time after this, it's going to be a bunch of DMs to you guys. There's going to be a bunch of DMs to us, so they can definitely tap into Cleaning Business University. We're going to also post a link here if people want to talk to the team.
So yeah, that link is, if you have additional questions, if you're on the fence, you can go ahead and put your information in that link, and our team will reach out to provide more information. Or if you know that we legit, because we are, and as soon as just told you, you could just go to cleanbusinessuniversity.com right away and purchase the course. I don't know how much time you guys have. Do you have like 5 minutes that we can get to some of the questions that some people have asked? Yeah. Not all. Y'all listening? Not all, but I
live in Denver. Some of them. Can I make it happen in Denver?
Yes. We got students in over 35.
If you don't make it happen in Denver, we're going to come in Denver and make it happen.
Exactly. Period. Pooh. Let her know.
Right.
I believe it.
You'll be mad.
I'm going to start from the top, though, with some people questions. They're in Maryland. People answer that.
Yeah, people answering questions for y'all. So
some of the questions that I don't, in regards to marketing, can you give us, like, on average, how much you spend on that monthly at this point, or in total? I don't know if you know in total.
Somebody said, "Is this really live?" Miss Trina,
I responded to that already. Really, but go ahead.
You may take it. So on average, we pay about $3,000 a month now. Yeah, that was not always the case, but now we're about $3,000.
You grew it. Okay. Thank you for that. You do have a VA. You have two VAs. Do they both just answer the phone, or are they doing different things?
They doing everything.
They do everything.
Listen.
But they both answer the phones. One works in the morning and one works in the evening. There's about a 2 or 3 hour overlap, so they can communicate with each other and let each other know what's going on.
Okay. Some people said about expanding.
Do you guys do commercial cleanings?
We do commercial cleanings.
We do commercial cleanings, not to the scale of like a Monday through Friday gig with, same cleaners, but like those one-offs.
Commercial kitchens we've done.
Oh, we've done that.
That was our highest month last year. It was in August, and we hit $79,000.
Yeah.
Because of that commercial cleaning.
Amazing. Well, it's not really a lot of questions that we didn't answer. Let's see.
I came in late. No, we're not gonna. You could go back and watch the video. I'm sorry, we're not gonna have them answer questions that they already answered.
Speaking of commercial, we actually have a commercial, a television commercial coming out. With Fox.
Let's go.
We finalized the script, finalized the what they did the first run through, and we actually are paying to have a Super Bowl slot that day to get it on first. So we're gonna keep y'all posted with that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want numbers, man. When we was on Good Morning America, we wasn't even thinking about advertising the cleaning business at all. It was just like we were just happy to be here. But now looking back, shit.
They reached out to us. We was like, absolutely. They didn't want us to do their lifestyle too. So they want a video about us.
Of y'all?
They want a commercial about the business. So we were like, sure, we'll take both of them.
Shout us out. Yeah. Give us a shout out.
We got you.
No, that's not about us. That's super dope. Congratulations. Definitely let us know. Record it obviously when it comes on your phone, so you have that footage too. So
yeah.
So somebody says, so do you still need to put money into marketing since you have lots of recurring customers? I'll answer that. Absolutely. Because the grind don't stop. Don't you want more money? So yes, you will continue to put money into marketing unless you just want to plateau. Then you may be saying, I'm okay with a $30,000 a month. Then that's fine. But yes, absolutely. Best website we spoke about. How do you ensure loyalty with your cleaners? Is there anything specific you would say that you do?
We pay them well.
Right.
Exactly. And communicate.
Yeah.
People overlook the simplicity of just talking to people like
treat them like human beings. That's it.
But we also are having a cleaner appreciation day, right? So we're putting together gift bags and getting some food together, meet and greet with them, having the VAs on, Zoom, so everybody can kind of meet, mingle, get some food, some cupcakes and stuff like that. So that was something else. And we also gave bonuses, holiday bonuses. We've done that
every year.
So they appreciate that as well.
Okay. That's about the questions that came in. Is there any last, anything we didn't cover or ask that you would like to share that you feel is an important point for anybody in this business or starting this business at all?
I think we pretty much hit most of everything, right?
Just get that blueprint of the cleaning business cleaning business university, and you don't have to follow it to a T and hang on every instruction in order to make it work. Have that confidence to say, well, just because it says this, you can do something else. And we've done both. We were the cleaners and we figured out how to get out. So we can do it, y'all can do it. And plus, I'm pretty sure it's more, members that probably are going through the same thing. So, band together for real.
So you speak about that. We still have our paid community that people can be part of once they get the course and have those additional questions of people that are going through exactly what they're going through or have been through it. And the information is just lives in there from when you guys were back in the community and stuff like that. We still have those videos there. So over 45 hours of information is in that community that people can kind of access. And I'm sure the question is answered, whatever you have. So getting with other people is very, very important. So
Kendra and Brian, we appreciate y'all being here. Again, when that product drops, please let us know so we can support it. We could buy it. We could advertise it. Let's try to make y'all go viral. We got 120 people on this YouTube live. We got 14 to 20 people on Instagram. We need to be out here supporting each other. So when that drops, let us know, and we promise we will promote as much as we can.
We got you. Thank you. We appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you guys offering us and letting us come on and talk. I know it's been a while. You had to hunt us down, but we were working. We were cleaning. We were doing everything. We want to make sure we made that clear.
We appreciate that.
No, but thanks, thanks for showing up and being part of the Hartrimony / cleaning business community that we got going on. So yes,
thank you.
All right, we'll stick around on the back end. You guys can hop, but we'll stick around on the back end and answer a few questions before we go to Alani and make sure she's down. But
Yeah.
guys, have a good night.
Right.
All right.
Take care. But that was a great conversation. We always appreciate, our students coming back and letting us know the good and great things that they are doing. We are not aware of our impact unless you guys come back and tell us, right? We have no way to know what you got going on in your business until you come back and say, you know what I mean? We want to hear those stories that you're doing $5,000 a month, you're doing $10,000 a month, you're doing $100K in a year, you're doing $100K in 2 years. We want to hear all of the stories because all of it makes sense. Any move that you make, the fact that you started it, you're doing further than a lot of people that buy the course, right? We have over 2,000 students that's bought the course, but not everyone goes ahead and get their business up and running. So we want to continue to hear these stories. We want to continue to share these stories with you guys because people are doing great things and different things. It's not the same, right? It's not the same thing that we are doing, that they are doing, that you may be doing. So we want to continue to hear those stories. And, like we said, we have that paid community for those that are stuck, for those that may feel like, I don't know where to go next. We have that paid community that you can join and be in a monthly where we show up in as well and have people come in and speak as well. So
Nicole, you could go to cleaningbusinessuniversity.com. Is there a sale? I don't know. You got to go check the link. I don't even know what the course price is right now.
What's the sale right now?
There is a sale right now. So you go check out cleaningbusinessuniversity.com. And like we said, we feel like when you pay attention, you get to work, you get to actioning what's happening. So definitely check out cleaningbusinessuniversity.com if you're interested. Also, like the video, just give us a quick thumbs up so YouTube can know. We should have did this in the beginning.
Subscribe to our channel. We got multiple ways you can hear from us. So we don't only show up this way. You know what I mean? We speak about on our podcast, Heart Dog Hustle podcast. We speak about the cleaning business and entrepreneurship as business owners because no one kind of teaches you how to be a business owner. Once you get into this, things kind of grow and change for you. So what do you do with that information? How do you continue to have your business grow and things like that? So we have the Heart Dog Hustle podcast where you can get free information. We try to do these success stories with our students as much as we can. We also have the content that we put on the Heartrimony on Instagram. So there's multiple ways that you can kind of tap in and get that additional information from us, along with the paid community, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere. So
Karima said on IG Live, I just booked my first same day cleaning today and ended up doing it myself. She's like, why not go for it? If you're on the fence, go for it. They are the truth. So appreciate you, Karima. I think it says Karima over there on Instagram Live. And again, like we said, this is your business. Kendra and Brian came in. They saw a need. They saw how to attack the market. They saw how to grow as business owners, how to grow as a couple together. And they just put the work in. So again, cleaningbusinessuniversity.com. If you're on the fence, we could have our team set up a call with you.
Which is, pretty new. So we have a team that's able to hop on and answer some questions for you if you are on the fence about the course at all. So use that link to fill out the information and they will be able to reach out to you within the next 24 to 48 hours. But that is our time here. Thank you for showing up. And next month, we do have another student success story as well that we'll share that information when that time gets closer. But thank you for tapping in.
And then we also want to have a student who launched their cleaning business in 6 weeks. We want to give you different variables of people that are doing this. So we love the big numbers, of course, but we also want to give you the ones that are practical, that you may relate to more, that you may find like, all right, I can relate to that story sometimes.
What we want to say is we hope you show up the same way because you guys like the big numbers. Once you see numbers, that's what attracts you guys. But we hope you show up the same way for someone else that it may not be such as big, but they're still doing things because they got their business up and running. So, yes. Have a good night.
All right.